China has put a stop to all cargo ships in their ports from shipping to the United States. Yes, that is correct. In the last 24 hours, reports have come back from two of the largest ports in California specifying that the cargo ships that were designated for their ports have not left the port of China yet. China has now come to a complete stop. Now, prior to this, China had put in previous cancellations to their orders being shipped out. It was about 25% of their orders or ships were going to be cut off in the month of May. However, in the last 24 hours, that has escalated to 100% shutdown of all cargo ships being shipped from the ports of China to the ports of the United States. The two largest ports being in California. Now, what does this mean to us? It means our supply chain between us and China is completely severed. There is no getting materials or goods from China at this point, and until there's some kind of ramification in policy or a complete retraction on tariffs, it looks like China is refusing to do business with the United States in any way, shape, or form. What does that mean to us? It means long waits in getting our materials, as well as now having to find new sources to actually get our materials from. So those Louis Vuitton handbags are going to cost you a whole lot more. What do you guys think? Please leave a comment, repost. Please hit favorite and leave a comment and tell me what you think. If you know a source to get some of these goods, that's great. If you see the scarcities in the shelves starting to pop up, I want to hear about it.
They're not talking about this enough. Imports slowing down or being shut off to America. But let me tell you something. When the flow of goods stops, it's not just about products, it's about power. Because when the shelves go empty, when the prices skyrocket, and when America suddenly can't get what it's used to, that's no accident, that's leverage. See, America doesn't really make much anymore. We import nearly everything: clothes, electronics, medicine, food, even basic materials. Our economy is built on dependency, not production. So if that pipeline stops, whether it's from China, Mexico, or the Middle East, it's not just a shipping issue, it's a control mechanism. It's the ultimate way to force compliance, both economically and politically. They'll say it's because of conflict, sanctions, or global shortages, but look deeper. These global problems always come in waves, right when America needs a crisis to reset something.
So China just canceled a massive shipment of pork to the US. And what Trump said about it, you have to see for yourself. China is one of the major suppliers of pork to the US. Globally, they're actually the largest producer of pork. They just announced today they have canceled an order for 12,000 tons of pork. When the CEO of Walmart told Trump this week that the shelves would be empty, this is what he was talking about. China has just made a new deal to sell pork to Spain instead of the US, so they're not concerned. But Trump has been trying to convince reporters that he is in talks with China and they're going well. Only the reporters don't seem convinced. Look at what happened.
Yeah, please.
A question on China. Can you clarify with whom the U.S. is speaking with China? They're saying it's fake news that trade talks are happening.
Well, they had a meeting this morning, so I can't tell you. It doesn't matter who they is. We may reveal it later, but they had meetings this morning, and we've been meeting with China.
Remember how COVID disrupted supply chains? When imports slow, they can justify higher prices, digital rationing, and government control over what's essential. They can tell you what to buy, when to buy, and who to buy it from. That's not commerce, that's conditioning. Let's keep it real. When imports stop, billion-dollar corporations don't lose, they pivot. They already have warehouses full of inventory, global contracts, and stock investments to profit off the chaos. It's small businesses and working people who take the hit. Because if everything gets scarce, you'll need the big corporations just to survive. That's how monopolies grow, through planned scarcity, pandemics. They make the system collapse, and then they sell you the solution. This could be part of the digital transition, where they move us away from physical goods into digital dependence. Think about it. If they could trade, they can control production. If they control production, they control you. So what if the import shutdown isn't about money, but about a reset? A way to break the old supply system so they can rebuild it under total surveillance and digital control. It starts with imports. Watch what goods disappear from shelves. Notice what products suddenly shortage. Because that's the clue. That's how they tell you what's coming next. Start supporting local businesses, black-owned brands, and community farmers. Start creating independence now. Because when dependency becomes a weapon, self-sufficiency becomes your defense. And speaking of independence, stop letting these major banks dictate your financial freedom. Support One United Bank. It's the largest black-owned bank in America because when your money moves with purpose, your power moves with it. I'll leave the link in the description in the pinned comment section below. Now, if imports shut off to America, don't just see it as an economic crisis. See it as a strategy to control resources, people, and power. And while most will panic, those who understand the game will prepare. Because once again, this is unapologetically my opinion, and I said what I said.